I don't know what I was thinking. I guess I thought that maybe because everything was good to go, I checked in online, we went to the airport early, we would be good to go. However, hey family, hey, what's going on? Yancy here. Hope everyone is having a fantastic week, you guys. So I recently went on a trip with my mom and my sister, and we went to Europe. So either which way, I am giving you the top 10 tips for traveling abroad. All right, so if you plan on traveling overseas to Europe, UK, wherever you plan on going, go ahead and stay tuned because I think these 10 tips can definitely be helpful to you. All right, you guys. So tip number 1, prepare for delays. Yes, prepare for delays. All right. I don't know what I was thinking. I guess I thought that maybe because everything was good to go, I checked in online, we went to the airport early, we would be good to go. However, ever since COVID, everything has just been in disarray. Not too many pilots, there's not enough crew members. So the flights are definitely long, you have short crews, short tempers, so on and so forth. So I would definitely say if you're going on a trip, especially abroad, definitely prepare for delays because it doesn't matter if it is, a direct way. It doesn't matter if you're connecting. There are a lot of planes that are flying. There are a lot of planes that they're short on. So definitely prepare yourself, your mindset for that because we went to the airport, we Ubered to the airport. That was already horrible, but it is what it is. But we Ubered to the airport. We also planned on going to a different airport because it was a little bit cheaper to go to that one, but I will never do that again. We got there early. I would say a few hours early because, domestically 2 hours, internationally 3 hours to go through security and everything like that. So we went ahead and did that. I received an email. It told us that our flight was delayed. Went up to the counter. They said, unfortunately, yes, your flight is delayed. It was delayed, I would say probably about 3 hours. We're supposed to leave at 9:50 p.m. Didn't leave until 1:30, or let me say, thought we were gonna leave at 1:30. Something was going on with the plane. We didn't actually take off until probably close to 3:30 in the morning. At that point, you guys, I was like, I'm done. I just want to go home. I want to sleep. I'm good to go. But I think what made up for it was we took Lufthansa because we were going to Europe, and that was probably the best crew ever. And again, this is my first time going internationally, but I will definitely compare any other crew to that particular crew because we had a great time. We slept when we first got on the plane because it was very late. However, they definitely made us feel comfortable. They still served dinner. You still had your movies, you had snacks, they gave you drinks and everything like that. But of course, I slept. I was very tired. It was a long day. But they really did their best also being delayed as well. So I will say, even though we were delayed, the crew definitely made up for it, and I was happy about that because I think if the crew was horrible, that whole flight would have just been a no-go. But again, I was happy with the crew, so therefore I didn't notice, such a delay. But yeah, definitely be prepared for delays. All right, so tip number 2, pack light. Pack light, pack light, pack light. All right, so what I mean by that is if you are able to in any way, shape, or form carry just a carry-on, go ahead and do that. It is so much easier, so much more convenient, and I think you would just have an easier time and a better time just navigating through the airports, through customs, wherever you have to go. However, if you are moving from country to country, of course, you can't do that. If you plan on staying there for longer than a month, you definitely can't do that. But if you are someone who is going for 12 days, 20 days, maybe even close to 30 days, you could probably get away with it a little bit, because really all you need is probably 2 pairs of shoes, some nice shoes, sneakers, whatever, flats, shower shoes, and kind of like outfits that can roll up really, really tight. That way they can fit in your carry-on bag. But it's just easier because you don't have to worry about lost baggage. You don't have to worry about delays getting on the plane because you have so much stuff or whatever like that. So I would definitely say if you were able to pack in just a carry-on, definitely do that. That is literally the biggest tip that I have for you. All right, so tip number 3, I would definitely say research. Wherever you're going, whatever country you're going to, research the country as far as like the coming and goings, the airports, you know, when it comes to travel size items. We went through Germany and I would say it was a pain. It was very stressful. So, you know, of course, when you're flying through America, you can put all of your little travel items, whether it be toothpaste, your toothbrush, mouthwash, makeup, everything like that in your carry-on. Because it's travel size, you're good to go. However, in different airports in different countries, it's all different. They give you this little sandwich bag, Ziploc bag, and you have to put liquid items in that bag. And they pretty much only allot you like a few liquid items. So, you know, I believe they threw away my hand sanitizer, which is very horrible for me because I need that always, because that's just how I am. And of course they threw away, I think my deodorant they threw away, which they were like, it's a liquid. I'm like, it's a solid, but all right. Potato, right? And they also threw away my mouthwash. These things didn't bother me so much because I can actually go and purchase it. Even though I didn't want to, I could still do that. It was not worth the hassle to argue back and forth with the TSA agents. I went ahead and just threw it away and I was done with it. But for the most part, I was still irritated. At one point, we were coming and going through Italy. They were trying to throw away like some of my makeup, and I was like, it's makeup. Yes, but it's a liquid. So I would suggest, if you are going to travel and you are going to take a suitcase, pack everything in your suitcase, because it's going underneath the plane and you don't have to worry about, you know, all of the hassle. All right, you guys, the exception, if you're going to just take a carry-on, only take what you're going to use. So when it comes to what's permitted and what's not. So very important tip, research before you go. Tip number 4, you guys, is hold on to your passport. What I mean by that is, if you're going to different countries and you're going back and forth, flying in and out, definitely take your passport out of any type of passport holder, take it out of your bag, have it in your hand ready to go, because it is very, very important. It's convenient. It makes things go by a little bit quicker. Okay, so for example, I have this cute little Henry Bendel passport holder. I told myself that I was gonna purchase it because I knew that I was definitely gonna get a passport to travel, and I did that. So I have this. My mom has a Michael Kors one, and of course, you know, Louis Vuitton has one, and so on and so forth. However, as cute as it is not as important, and nobody cares about it. So definitely what you want to do, unless you want to keep doing this, just hold your passport in your hand. So you hold it in your hand, they take it, they swipe it, they stamp it, you're good to go. And you don't have to worry about keep trying to find it. And it's cute, and I like it because of course, you know, it has different pockets, different slots. So that's why I purchased it, but at the same time, it was pointless. So it's still cute. You can have it packed away when you're not traveling, when you're at home, but I would definitely suggest going ahead and just having it out in your hand, having it ready. That way you don't have any issues whatsoever. All right, so speaking of passport, you guys, I do want to say that Europe is definitely one Europe, one stamp. And what I mean by that is, if you're going into, let's say, for example, Italy, and then you want to travel to Paris, you are going to get one stamp from where you went into. So basically, we went into Munich, Germany. We got our passport stamped, and when we were going into Italy, you don't get it stamped again because it's all in Europe. I think they've changed that. That's what I was told. I think it used to be different before because I was really excited about getting my passport stamped in Italy, in Germany, in Paris, what have you, but that's not the case anymore. So if you were looking to have that happen, the only thing I would suggest is if you're going to different places such as, the UK or Africa or, some place like that, different continents or whatever, you can definitely get your passport stamped. However, if you're going into different countries within one continent, within one place, you're not going to get multiple stamps. It's only just going to be the one. So that is something to keep in mind. Like I said, I was so excited about getting multiple stamps in my passport, but that wasn't the case. So it is what it is. We are planning on traveling. We're probably going to go to Paris and kind of just take a week and just go there because we didn't get a chance to get there, but it's always next time. So definitely, because it will be a different location, we will definitely get our passport stamped. So once again, one Europe, one stamp, keep that in mind. All right, so tip number 6, you guys, I think the best tip I can give is travel during off-peak season. We all know that no matter where you go, even in the United States of America, the summertime is always the highest touristy peak season because everybody's off, the kids are out of school, so that's the best time for a lot of parents to travel. There's no difference between, going overseas. A lot of times you have busy lines, a lot of people, a lot of tourists. If you're going anywhere between June, July, August, probably even into September because the weather is so great, people definitely want to travel more during the summertime. We traveled in November. It was from the 1st to the 12th, and it was just regular. Like, everybody was there for work, for school, what have you. We didn't come across any lines, any tourist traps or anything like that. It wasn't crazy busy or anything like that. So I think also what helped was the fact that we didn't go into the more touristy areas as well. So that's another tip coming up. But either which way, we went during off-peak season. I wish we would have stayed a little bit longer because I was really hoping to see a lot of Christmas lights, but that wasn't until later on in the month. But who knows, maybe one year we might go for like Christmas or something like that, because I really am interested in going to see Harrods for the holidays because I know all of the displays were so beautiful. But definitely off-peak seasons, anywhere between, I would say, October to February is always the best time to travel. The prices are a little bit cheaper, hotels are cheaper, the cost when it comes to the area is always a little bit cheaper as well. So, prices get hiked up when there's more tourists, all right? All right. Tip number 7, you guys, when you're going abroad, I would definitely suggest venturing out. And what I mean by that is don't just get stuck in the touristy area. Venture out into, the different neighborhoods, the different towns. Definitely make sure it's safe before you do that. I think the best thing for us is we had people with us, family and stuff like that. So we definitely knew where we were going because they live there. But for the most part, if you're not familiar with the area, I would definitely say research it before you go. That way you definitely want to keep yourself safe. At least this way, when you go to the small towns, they're so nice, they're so quaint, you get to know the people, the locals and everything like that. And it's just something different. It's not just the main tourist area. You're getting yourself out there to visit different locations and different places. And you never know what you might see and what you might find, especially when it comes to wanting to purchase items and stuff like that. So yes, definitely venture out. Tip number 8, and I think it's probably almost up there with pack light, which will be learn the language. Definitely learn the language, you guys. I mean, no matter where you go, I think a lot of people are now definitely starting to speak, English because, they want to be a little bit more open for people who don't speak their language. That way they can kind of like navigate, seamlessly without any issues. However, there's still more people because of that country that don't speak English. So I would definitely say, a little goes a long way. Definitely learn the language. Again, it was easier because we had some people with us who knew the language no matter where we went, but there were times where we were by ourselves. So we definitely had to navigate a lot, and it was just a lot of miscommunication, but we worked it out. It was okay, and we still had fun, and it was a laugh that we had, and we enjoyed ourselves. But I would definitely suggest learning the language because it'll help you, it'll help the locals, and you know, they actually appreciate it. They appreciate the fact that you took your time to learn their language. That way you can communicate with them without any issues. So that is one of my biggest tips: learn the language. All right, so tip number 9, exchange your money sooner than later. All right, do not use the ATM. Do not use the ATM. You definitely are still going to use your card. One thing to know is that you will probably get I would say a charge on your card, and the charges aren't that much. What I've noticed on my card, as far as like my bank card, were international fees, 20 cents, 35 cents, 80 something cents here or there, whatever. So that's not that bad. However, when you go to use the ATM, you will see a 10% exchange rate, and it's a lot. So let's say if I took out $50 on my bank card, it's going to be about $60, so additional $10. When I went to go change money at the post office in Italy, I lost about $20, and that's a lot. And also when we literally went to go eat at a pizzeria in Italy, you know, they didn't accept tips on the card. So if you were going to leave a tip, it was definitely going to be in euros. But at that time, we didn't have euros, so we only had American dollars. And they couldn't accept that because, again, the exchange rate is horrible. So they weren't going to exchange it. So I would definitely say if you are coming into the country and you need to exchange your money from dollars to euros, if you're within Europe, definitely do that at the airport before you go. I think it might be cheaper at the airport, but if you are anywhere within the United States and there's an area that's a little bit cheaper with the rate exchange and you can do that, go ahead and do that because it's just really important. Definitely have cash on hand because it is important. You can always use your card and that's the best bet, but cash on hand is definitely accepted more than, you know, your card, but again, they're still going to take it. All right. All right, so tip number 10, spend the money. All right. So what I mean by that is save, save, save. If you are definitely going overseas and you are looking forward to a trip, whether it be Greece, whether it be Italy, whether it be Paris, you guys save the money. I don't care if it's 6 months or if it's a year that it takes you to save, because what you want to do is you want to go so extremely comfortably. And what I mean by that is if you were able to fly business class, fly business class. If you were able to just pay for your seats, which I would suggest you do. I think we were just trying to save money and we're like, we'll just let them pick our seats. Good thing is it was 3 of us, so we still wind up getting seats together. I think when we were coming home, there was one flight where we didn't, but it wasn't that far because it was like my mom and I, because there was 2 seats here and then 3 seats in the middle. My sister was like literally right next to us, but we were literally in the back, like on the back of the wing next to the toilet area. And nobody's saying that that's not a good seat to have because you are closer to the flight attendants and everything like that. However, you are definitely the very last one to get off the plane. You're also the very last one to get your food, to get your snacks, to get your drinks. So that's definitely something to think about. If you were able to, which I know all of us are not, upgrade the seats, you guys. Upgrade the seats. If you are able to use your points, use your mileage, use whatever you need to use, and upgrade. I think going forward, if I do go, well, let me say when I do, because I do plan on going, I'm going business class. All right. I know it's definitely very hard to say that right now, but because it's so expensive when you go business, first class, what have you, but I don't think I'm going to go any other way, because it's so comfortable. Business and first class, the seats actually recline to where it's kind of like a bed, so you're definitely comfortable. And you just have to stand up a lot. If you don't upgrade, you have to move around. So yeah, definitely save. That way you can upgrade and you can enjoy and you can experience all that it is to fly overseas with the airlines and everything like that. But I would definitely say save and upgrade. All right, so a few bonus tips, you guys. If you can, fly direct. I know it's hard nowadays because even going domestically, you literally connect even if a state is like an hour away. right? But for the most part, I would say just keep researching, and look to see if you could possibly fly direct, because a lot of times you have delays when it comes to connecting flights. We had a connecting flight when we were coming back to Germany, and what happened was our bag, out of everyone on the flight, our bag was the only one that literally wind up being on another plane, on another flight. So we actually had to wait about 2.5 hours just to get our bag, and it was just the worst. We landed 2.5 hours prior and we were still waiting for one suitcase. So I would suggest just going direct if you're able to. It is the best thing. It'll save you so much time, so much stress, because again, you don't know between delays if you're going to make it to the next plane, what's going to happen. So just to save you the headache, go ahead and look for direct flights. If you're able to, go ahead and go through an agency or whatever like that, because a lot of times they know the best ways to get the best flights, the best experience, what have you. You do pay a little bit more, but at least that way you don't have to worry about the hassle of doing all that by yourself. So either which way, that is my bonus tip for you. Fly direct if you're able to. All right, you guys, so that is it. That is my top 10 tips for traveling abroad. Hopefully that helped you. Hopefully you'll be traveling pretty soon, and if you do, let me know where you're going. Let me know how it was if you already went and you came back. All right, so enjoy, and let me know if these tips helped you. All right, so that is it. Go ahead and like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.